In this particular video, we will look into the detail of flower, that is hypogynous flower or perigynous or epigynous condition. Now, these three conditions are based on the position of calyx, corolla or androecium. These three, what is their location with respect to the ovary? So, it is called as hypo, peri or the epigynous condition. We will start with the first condition, that is the hypogynous condition. So, in simple terms, hypogynous means that all the structures which will be present, these will be below the ovary. Now, the term ovary refers to gynecium and that is why we call it hypogynous. So, all structures will be below the ovary, and if all structures are below the ovary, obviously ovary will be the top, and that is why we will say that ovary is superior. We can say that gynecium or ovary will occupy the highest position while other parts will be situated below it. Common examples of hypogynous condition is present in mustard, China rose and brinjal. We can see this hypogynous or superior ovary condition in this first diagram. Now, in this diagram, this greenish part is the thalamus. On this thalamus, these different whorls or floral appendages have come out, and in this case, the yellowish part, the middle yellowish part, this is the ovary, and we can see that ovary is on the top and all the remaining structures are present below the ovary, and that is why we are saying that ovary is superior and ovary or gynecium occupies the highest position and the condition is hypogynous. After this, we move to the second condition, that is called as perigynous. Now, in the case of perigynous ovary, gynecium will situated in the center and other parts of the flower. Other parts means we are referring to calyx, corolla and androecium. These are located on the rim of ovary and the level will be almost same. We can understand this particular case from these two examples. Now, in this case, this central part is the ovary. Now, the remaining three whorls, that is androecium, corolla and calyx, these are almost on the same level, and that is why this condition is called as perigynous. In this case, we can call ovary as half inferior. The same half inferior ovary is depicted in this particular diagram also. So, B and C both refers to the perigynous condition. After this, moving to the third condition, that is epigynous. As hypogynous meant that all things in this case will be below the gynecium. Epigynous means that all things in this case will be below the gynecium. The third case which we talk about is epigynous condition. As the term epigynous refers, in this case ovary will be inferior. So that means ovary will be below and all rest structures will be present above it. We can look into this particular diagram. In this case, what happens? This was greenish part was the thalamus. Now in this thalamus will grow, and if this thalamus grows, then it will enclose the ovary. So this central part was the ovary, and since this thalamus has grown, so it has completely enclosed the ovary, and the remaining three whorls will come out above the ovary. So that means ovary is below all the three whorls, and that is why we say that ovary is inferior. And common examples of epigynous condition are guava, cucumber and ray florets of sunflower.